Welcome back for another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're doing a champion spotlight on Glorious Pallas, one of the newest champions in the game with the Argonite faction. If you're lucky enough to pull her, this kit looks incredible. We're gonna break down this kit really quickly soon, but we also have this champion on two accounts that are like two different levels in the game. We're here on Hendo's account right now, and I also pulled her on my free-to-play. So I kind of want to like take a retrospective how to build her on like a more end game account like Hendo's here, and a more like kind of early to mid game account, which is my free-to-play account. We're gonna go over there next. But of course, before we do any of that, let me remind you guys that if you click that link down there in the description, you're gonna start your Raid account off with 3 free legendary champions. You're gonna get Foul and Foulbeard just for completing the tutorial. But just make sure you're logged out of your player and play. You start a new account with a new email. You'll get Fallon in your inbox after you complete the tutorial, along with 3 great epics as you level up. And then after you play for 7 days in a row, you're gonna get Ezio from Assassin's Creed. That's right, just log in for 7 days. I think this still goes for like another month or so you got plenty of time if you ever want to start a new account. And then if you want, you can come in here and you can hit promo code. You can use Raid 7, which will get you the fusion that's going on right now. I think it's just getting ready to wrap up. Or you can use, I heard Desert Queen's still working. I haven't been able to test it. I heard that's still working. I heard Kitty Cut's still working. And there's a lot of great promo codes that can get you that 3rd free legendary champion. It's an amazing time to start Raid. So don't hesitate. If you've ever thought about creating a second account or even just started playing this game in general, I think now is the great time to do so. But let's go ahead here and let's talk about Glorious Pallas, because this champion, man, this kit, this isn't a nasty support kit. I mean, obviously we see she's a support there. I actually have a couple different ways I want to look at how to build her, because I think like we could really take advantage of some of this kit. Now this passive, I'm in love with this passive. Whenever an ally receives a debuff, place a shield buff on them equal to 20% of their max HP for 1 turn. Cool. But here's the thing. Fills the turn meters of all allies by 15% at the end of this champion's turn. Yeah, so she's got a built-in turn meter booster. You want her taking as many turns as possible. You want her going quick, you want her going fast, and it's just amazing. She's got an AoE revive here, revives all dead allies with 50% HP and 50% turn meter, and then places a 25% strengthen and 30% increased speed on them. And then remember, they're gonna get boosted turn meter 15% more after that. So the strengthen is incredible, increased speed. Then she's got a cleanse, removes all the debuffs from all allies and places block debuffs. This is one of the reasons I love Elva so much. And then places a fervor, which allows your champions to deal 10% more damage, and they take 10% less damage. I mean, that's insane. And then on the A1, she teams up with a random ally from the Argonites, and they'll use their default skill and heals all allies by 10% of her max HP. So her kit is super simple to build. We want her fast, we want her with lots of HP, and really speed is the main thing. We want her taking as many turns as possible. I think Chainbreaker is looking to be like a really great blessing here on her, just because it's going to remove any of those crowd control debuffs if she has them on at the start of the turn. So I think that's going to be a great way to go. That's what Hendo went with here. I think that's a really nice thing to have. As far as relics to go with, I think anything that gives speed. A Wand of Submission is going to be good. The Hallowed Hill, just any relic that has speed is going to be your friend, and you can't go wrong with her wand if you're going to use her in PvP. I don't know that she thrives in PvP, but I mean, she can't be bad. I mean, that's for sure. As far as masteries, a pretty solid support masteries here. You're going to get more HP. Increases her turn meter by 20% whenever an ally drops below 25%. Remember, she's got that built-in heal. Speed for dead allies. You just want her going quick. You want her getting those turns. Now let's talk about the gear. Let's talk about the kit. Let's talk about how we're going to build this champion. Now Hendo went with this build right here, and I don't mind this build even a little bit. And we could even boost her speed up a little bit here if we went in and we use some glyphs here. I mean, he's got plenty of 3-star glyphs, so we could probably get her just a little bit faster. But he's got her with defense %. We can even run up and boost these up here. I think this was just like the initial build he looked at. And I don't think a 9-piece Mercurial is going to be a bad thing for her. I think it's going to be really good. But the hard thing is the Argonites are so new. It's hard getting all of those accessories. So he's actually got an 8-piece, which I still think is fine because you get that 12% speed, plenty of res. And then you get the 2 total guard stacks at the start of the round, which total guard is great. I think if you're going with Mercurio though, I think that's if you're gonna plan on using her PvP. with the total guard in there. I don't know, maybe, I guess maybe if some of the faction wars stages, you might need Mercurial because some of those guys can hit hard and play some debuffs. But again, you just want her going quick, man. You want her with lots of HP, you want her going quick. I do like the tons of res here. I didn't really go through the account and see if there was better gear that we could go through, because I honestly, I didn't mind this build at all. I'm kind of behind on my builds on champions. I have so many champion builds I need to do. And Hendo kind of threw this one together for me. Probably didn't even know I was getting to it. Probably thought I forgot about him, which I kind of did, but I don't mind this build at all. He went with this here. I mean, probably switch this out to this one realistically. I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves, maybe he just got this one from Grim Forest since he built her. It's hard to say, but obviously get a little bit more of the defense in there. Again, I didn't look to go and like change his build. The only thing I looked for was a Mercurial ring. Didn't have it. So I thought this build was solid, and he could probably get the speed pushing close to 300 because again, all of these are not boosted up there. But one build I was really considering for her, and if you're going to be using her PvE, and I think that's going to be a really nice thing for her for PvE, is I kind of like, we want her taking as many turns as possible, right? I kind of like a 4-piece Relentless with any kind of speed set in here. I wouldn't mind even 3-piece Mercurial on the relics or on the artifacts here, just to get that speed bonus. I wouldn't mind like a Pinpoint or a Chronophage or a Feral, 2-piece of those. But again, you know, Argonites are new. It's hard getting those accessories. Obviously, we just want that to boost up the speed. I mean, look at this, the roll on this. Like if we had that with like a Feral ring or a Pinpoint ring, or is Chronophage 10%? Chronophage ring and amulet, like that would be nasty in here. But I think like Relentless makes a ton of sense in my opinion, because we get the 18% chance to get an extra turn. Consecutive chances reduced by 45%. So obviously less chances to do it back to back to back. But with the built-in passive of having to fill the turn meters, the ally turn meters by 15% at the end of her turn, if we can get her getting a Relentless and getting extra turns every once in a while, that's just gonna work in our favor. You know what I mean? That's just gonna allow us to get more turns, get us a lot more turn meter boost. It's just gonna be a good thing. Also, Hendo, if you're watching this, I re-rolled this and we got double speed in there. So if you're not using it on her, it might be good on someone else. That's a pretty nice little roll right there. I'm just saying. So yeah, this is, I think for me, if I'm building Glorious Pallas, I'm using her PvE, I think this is gonna be a really nice build. Again, try to push her above 300. Any relic that we're gonna use that's gonna have any kind of speed substats gonna be really good, but we just want her to take in as many turns as possible. And as far as where is she good? Yeah, this is pretty accurate. She's pretty good everywhere because she's just that support piece that you could really put in any team that you're having any kind of struggles with. And that's a real big thing. And I especially think in faction wars, when we get faction wars coming out for the Argonites and stuff, like I think it's just gonna be so good. I haven't tested her in arena a lot, but I think like realistically, man, having her in here, let's go to the arena. I don't really even know who Hendo uses so much, but let's, all right, so he's got this. Let's maybe instead of Marishka in here, I mean, I don't think we need Marishka. Let's throw a Glorious Pallas in here, just because. I mean, Hendo, I'll put the team back. We'll get there. Let's put Glorious Pallas in here. Where's she at? She's 1 star, so she should be over Yonderville somewhere. There she is. And let's just see how she does here in the arena. If you're on live arena, I would probably lean more into like a Stone Skin, or even like I guess the Mercurial takes the place of Stone Skin. I always think Stone Skin, but Mercurial kind of takes that place of the Stone Skin. So 9-piece Mercurial would be great. But I love this Relentless build, man. Like that's where I'm looking for her, especially in like PvE regular arena. I think that's just gonna make her thrive. So I want to see this little passive here. So we're gonna place the block debuffs, and then look at that, we get the fervor, and then we get that boost turn meter. Oh, it's so nasty. Let's go here. Does she get an extra turn there? I forget all about Geralt, to be honest. Do we go a second form on Geralt? Is that right? I don't know. Let's just smack everyone. Oh, that's fun. That's cute. But yeah, she's not out here doing damage or anything. It's all about the support. You know, when you get in those pickles and things, that's where Glorious Pallas is going to come in. Even like, I don't know where Hendo might be struggling, because I know like Hendo's got a lot of like endgame teams here, so I don't really know where he might be struggling, but that's where I want to go look at my account that's a little bit less progressed. I mean, we see Hendo, he does a lot of endgame content. He's got a really solid stacked roster of champions, but over on my free-to-play account, we're not quite there. Like we're making progress. We're trying to work on some dungeons. So I wanted to go take a look over there. So over here, like on my free-to-play, like I'm a little bit more champion limited. Like we've had some good pulls, don't get me wrong. I just got the fusion done also, not that he's gonna really help out a ton. But I've been working on getting some champions up. I'm actually working on getting an Ezio and Xenomorph team together for Clan Boss that I think she's gonna fit in really well. I think everything she's bringing to the table is gonna be really nice. So I did what I could to just get her as fast as possible. She's the fastest champion on this account at 278. She's got 63,000 on the hit points, 339 on the res. I feel like her numbers are really solid for this account. The next fastest is like Artor at 268, who was like my previous turn meter booster, but like I swapped out some gear with him to make her the fastest, you know, like, and that's with Relentless in there. Remember, we want her taking those extra turns so we can get her boosted up there, and we have tons of room for improvement here. Like, you know, if I get this rolled over to speed, we got some rooms for improvement. Now, as far as the relic, I don't have much relics on this account, to be honest, but I did pull this guy. I'm not even gonna try to say that name, which actually has speed as a secondary stat. So I went ahead and threw this on. It actually seems pretty nice. Removes all debuffs from the wearer whenever they lose 70% or more hit point from a damage from a single enemy turn. Easy for me to say. I just think that could be really good, like getting her in there, clearing off any like crowd control or anything like that. I don't actually have any gemstones to fit in there, but with this guy being 6 speed, that's obviously going to help us out a little bit. And I just think like she could fit in a lot of places here where I have that turn meter booster. Man, she's just going to be so universal. I don't have any books on this account, but all my books are probably going to go into her. Just getting this stuff up, getting these cooldowns down, because that's what everything goes into. This is a 7-turn cooldown, and this is a 5-turn. So if we get that down to a 3-turn and then a 4-turn, like that's going to be really, really nice. Yeah, I think like she can do some really wonderful things for this account. That's really early on. Like this is an insane pull for me, in my opinion. And realistically, I think she can really fit in anywhere. But I'm really excited, especially like Doom Tower, like Cursed City, Grim Forest, like all those areas, like the. You know, I can get stuck in a little bit. Like Doom Tower, I get to a point where I just can't advance anymore. I think she's going to add a little bit of like stability to the top of Doom Tower. It just resets, so it's kind of hard to say. Like I feel like taking out Rector Drath for her is really reasonable. I mean, realistically, I could probably even put in. I mean, that's probably okay, to be honest, and just climb up there. I'm just excited for the added sustainability that she's going to bring to a lot of my teams. I'm getting ready to work on a new Clan Boss team on this account, where we're going to run Xeno and Ezio, and I think having her in there is actually going to help out. I do think like the books are going to be a big issue. Like, what do we need? Like 9 books or something like that, I think it is. I think getting those books done is going to be a big thing, and it's just hard to come across books on a free-to-play account, but we'll get there. But I'm just excited having her here. I think even like on Hendo's account, I'm sure he's going to find some uses for her as well. Maybe in these situations where it's Doom Tower, where it's Cursed City and Grim Forest, I think she's going to come in real nice, man. I'm really, really excited for this champion, seeing how she fits in on my account. I just love that passive 15%, man. We want her taking all of those turns and just giving everyone more actions. And I'm going to continue to work to get her faster. I mean, Dragon's on speed boost right now. After I run dailies and stuff, I'm gonna go farm Dragon like crazy, just because we need more speed gear. It's a newer account. You always need more speed gear, and especially when speed is on boosted, you gotta go crazy on it, right? You gotta go crazy on it. So a little champion spotlight here today. A few ways to build her. I don't think you could go wrong with 9-piece, even 6-piece Mercurial. 8-piece like Hendo had is beautiful. I love the Relentless. For me personally, that's where I'm leaning in. You could even go just straight up speed build. Just get her going as fast as possible, getting as many turns as possible. You could even go Relentless with like Reflex, I think it is, or that green set. I don't know if it's Reflex. I don't know. But where you can, I think I'm talking out of my butt. That might be a skill cooldown. I don't know. Anyways, just get her going fast, get her taking as many turns as possible, and you're gonna have a good time. That's all there is to it. It's hard to show off like specific like use case examples for a support champion, because really she's just there to make sure everything doesn't explode, right? Like she's just there kind of passively doing her thing. But I did want to show this build off. I think it's a super simple build. I think anyone out there can do it. Just put your fastest gear on her, make sure she has plenty of HP, and make sure she survives. All right, let's quit rambling. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. I'll see you on the next one.